If this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything that there is about eating, sleeping, working, playing, the good and the bad of living in Arizona and surrounding areas like Glendale, then subscribe below, tap the bell for notifications so that you can be the first to know about the current market in Phoenix, Arizona. My name is Greta, and my partners Christina and Ann and I, we just love helping people like you make their move here. So whether that's in 9 days or 9 months, feel free to reach out to us. Send us an email or a text, give us a call. All of our contact information is down below. We would be happy to help you make a smooth move to Phoenix or Glendale, like where we are today. So you're thinking about moving to Glendale, Arizona, but you want to know the good and the bad before you do? Well, that's exactly what we are going to talk about in this video. We are going to dive into the dynamic city of Glendale, exploring all of the pros and cons of living here, from exciting sports venues to the tight-knit community feel. We've got the inside scoop, and stay tuned because at the end we are going to reveal a con that is rarely mentioned, something you'll definitely want to know before making the move to Glendale. So buckle up because we're going to get after it right now. All right, well, we are out at Thunderbird Conservation Park today in Glendale. Christina, you want to start us out on our pros?
Sure.
All right.
Sure, I'd love to do that. Let me start out first of all by saying, if you check out any of our other videos, you will note that we are always talking about the weather here in the Phoenix Valley and the ability, which gives us that ability to be outdoors all the time. And here we are today, again, outdoors. There are picnic tables, ramadas, there's biking trails, horseback trails. There are viewing blinds even for the wildlife to do. But this park is literally less than 5 minutes from one of the most popular neighborhood strip malls and beautiful houses and golf courses, literally less than 5 minutes away.
Well, I would agree that the outdoors is always number one, as you guys probably know from watching our videos. And I love this park that out of 1,600 acres that Glendale has set aside for their residents in parks. Mm-hmm. 2/3 of it we're sitting in it, and with 20 miles of trail, that's phenomenal.
Yep.
And I think almost every city in the valley, as you're looking, has a mountain that they can hike.
Yeah.
Yes.
And here's this.
Yeah.
And I love that. And with the outdoors, I'd like to tag team a little bit because there are some other fun things to do outdoors in Glendale that, for example, the Hurricane Water Park. There's only 2 in the valley.
I saw that
one in
driving
Mesa. Yes, and so the other one's just right here, just 1 mile from here. And right now, they are open 10 a.m. all the way to probably midnight. I mean, and it is the place that the kids to go. If you lived in a ski resort town, you'd get a ski resort pass for the winter, right? Well, here you get the water park passes, and your kids are there all day, at least twice a week, having a blast. And then there's another thing that's right around the corner, and that is the famous Railroad Park. Right? And it's the Adobe Mountain Desert Railroad Park. It is 150 acres, guys.
They give you train rides, right?
18 miles of train rides. 18 miles. Now, Scottsdale has one of these too. The association that used to be there is now out here with another one of the associations. This is the railroad aficionado place to go. They even have a kind of like a yard sale once a year with all your train stuff. So,
it's a collector's.
It's a collector's place to come and sell your wares.
Yeah.
It's the place to come now if you want to do a train ride with your kids, and it's just right around the corner that way. And last but not least, outdoors is there's only one left in the valley, and it is the famous West Wind Glendale Drive-In Theater. 9 screens, count them, 9. Scottsdale used to have one as well, and unfortunately it closed, 10, 15 years ago. So the reason I know about this is my kids are always, where are you going? It's 9 o'clock at night. We're going to the theater, Mom. And they drive all the way out to Glendale. We're on the other side of the valley, but they come to Glendale to come see a movie. And there's nine screens.
Now,
Pick a
is
movie.
this the same one we went to as high
I
school?
was just going to say, now,
Yes.
I want to know,
'Cause
did you guys?
We grew up
Yeah.
here and went to high school here. Same one?
Same one.
Same one.
Same one. And it's outdoors. So 365 days are utilized in Arizona, down in the valley, because they're either going to the movie theater, they're going to the train park, they're hiking, right?
Yep.
You're doing everything outside.
I mean, they're doing everything outside, and I think this plays on, I don't know if this is one of your pros, but the sports is outdoors, right? So they have the professional team, football team, the Cardinals, and their stadium is in Glendale. Hello. They have two of the spring training teams, LA Dodgers and the Chicago White Sox, are at the Camelback Ranch complex. So both of them. So you go to one place and you get to watch both teams. That's every spring. You know, every spring you can go and do that. I think it's phenomenal. The outdoors. Oh, and then Rattlers. Did I miss the Rattlers?
You missed the Rattlers.
Indoor football is right next door to the professional football team.
I'm going to piggyback on that and say Glendale is probably the entertainment hub of the valley. It's not going to have your nightlife like maybe a downtown Phoenix, but because you have the State Farm Stadium, right, and you have Westgate, this is where you're going to go see concerts. The big name concerts are coming here. You have, you have your spring training and you have your NFL. If you're not a Cardinals fan, don't worry, because you're going to go see your hometown team here.
That's
because the tickets are affordable, and half the stadium, maybe not
It
totally
can be.
half,
It
but
can
some
be.
days it
The
is.
opposing team.
Is the
Yep.
opposing team.
Yep.
But your major concerts are played here in Glendale. This is
A-list
yes,
concert.
this is where big time entertainment is. Glendale is the entertainment hub of the valley. I'm going to make the argument for that. Plus you've got Westgate, which is
Huge.
where you go before and after your concerts.
Yes.
Axe throwing, big restaurants. You're just
Well, and man, that really goes into pro number 2, which is shopping.
Yep.
Because you start out at the Arrowhead Town Center with 150 plus stores and or restaurants all around it. And 5 minutes down the road, you're at the Westgate Entertainment area, which has your Tanger outlets. 35 plus stores. I have a lot of friends that shop there. There's only 3 major outlets right now in the valley. This is one of them. And it's right down the street from Arrowhead. And then, last but not least, is Bass Pro. Hello, if you're in the outdoor, and it's a place to go. It's that big. It's huge, and it's right next to it's in Westgate. It's all of that. And then if you want to go to the casino, there's a casino right there. So I would agree that this is the entertainment hub of the valley.
and then soon to be
The
the
Vi.
Vi Resort.
The
If
Vi
you haven't
Resort.
supposed to open up for the Super Bowl, they missed that due to circumstances out of their control. But it will be open this year, and they're going to have a concert venue there as well, right?
Oh, at an unbelievable concert venue, outdoor concert venue with skyboxes. They have white sand beach pool, huge pool with an island in the middle. They have a Mattel adventure park. Everything will be there, and all of these things that we're talking about are in what's considered the Westgate District,
Right.
Entertainment District, literally across the street from each other. The stadium is across the Cardinal Stadium, across the street from the shop.
Amazing.
You know what
Yep.
I saw at State Farm Stadium once? A little off topic, but I had to share. We saw, it's a tongue twister, dock diving. So
Oh,
not
yes,
just
dock
football
diving.
and concerts.
No.
They have all kinds of things at
events.
State Farm Stadium, from
Yes.
home shows. But we saw dock diving. ESPN was there.
Yep.
So this is a real
Yep.
thing.
Yep.
And the dogs run and jump into the water and retrieve
Yep.
whatever they throw in there.
And of course, Super Bowls are held
And
right
NCAA
there.
Right there.
championship.
Yes, it is all. It's all
Now,
there.
there is one more shopping place, and that's
Okay.
historical downtown.
Yes.
And with historical downtown is the famous House Murphy, which is the German restaurant. It's been there 27 plus years. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Make reservations. Hard to get into. Phenomenal. And then they have festivals down there. They're famous. The Chocolate Festival, hello, why wouldn't anyone go?
Yep.
And the Glitter, which is at Christmas, Jazz and Blues and folk and Heritage, just to name a few of the festivals that are down there. And of course, we grew up down there. I grew up going to these places, visiting downtown. Pro number 1, 2, or 3 for you guys.
I'll go with one. I'll start you off with one. And that is Luke Air Force Base, which is right here in Glendale, Arizona. I have great respect and honor for those who serve our country, and proud to be living near Luke Air Force Base. Or rather we, because we're all family, we have a long line of military service dating all the way back to World War I. But it's significant in the Phoenix Valley. The Phoenix Valley supports having them here, and they have a good working close relationship. I would say having the military base here is one of the reasons that Glendale is such a diverse city, and it is highly diverse. It rates A+ for being diverse, with ages, race, ethnic, and economics. It's across the board. It's A in diversity. And the Families Arizona was just named a Purple Star State, which means their schools, and there's a handful of schools that are Purple Star schools. And what that means is they are dedicated to helping transition military children into the schools, socially, academically, emotionally. So it is a great program that Arizona has for military families. If you're going to be stationed at Luke Air Force Base, give us a call. Watch some of our other videos. There's a lot of places to live, and we are here to help answer any questions and help you out.
Another great pro about Glendale is its affordability, especially with house. Well, the median house price in April for 2024 was $426,000. I mean, that's especially with other suburbs similar size nearby. For example, Gilbert, 593, Scottsdale, 883, Chandler, 545. So, I mean, Glendale is a fantastic spot for new homeowners. And you can get brand new construction homes in that price range at 450 or below. So if you are a first-time home buyer or not a first-time home buyer, Glendale is really a fantastic place.
My last pro, which is location. Because if you think of Phoenix, which is the staple city of the valley, Glendale's on the west side, Scottsdale's on the east side, Tempe's on the south. And those are the three. So here you are, Glendale, you are right next to, so you can get the affordability that you're talking about. And then if you work in Phoenix, you're just right there. You're right there. And the freeway systems that surround Glendale are phenomenal. You all the way around Glendale, not through it, but all the way around. And that makes it easy to get around the valley. Just bar none. And if you are a sports person or an arts person, because you're so close to Phoenix, you have the accessibility to get to the NBA games, to get to the Diamondback baseball team, right? Right downtown Phoenix, and then all of the museums are right there. Yet you have access to all of that. So to me, those are the three cities that are kudos, right? To being positioned right next to Phoenix and having that accessibility, and that means something. You're not driving as far.
And the 17 is right there in Glendale. Head up north,
right
where
there.
It's cooler.
Now, as far as neighborhoods, I'd like to tack onto your pro because there are some phenomenal neighborhoods. Glendale doubled every decade, right? 60s, then the 70s, then the 80s, then the 90s. It literally doubled. And so that means that there are homes that are 1970s, 1980s, right? 1960s. And those homes that are affordable, it could be ranch style. There's some really great non-HOA communities. So if you're tired of an HOA, I think it's amazing. You can get in affordable, and yet there's some really great communities. Bel Air's one of my faves.
Oh, it's beautiful.
With the golf course, the swimming pools, the pickleball courts, the tennis courts, and every house is on a cul-de-sac. Look it up. It's on satellite. It'll knock your socks off. And so you have these huge yards, and it's coveted. Yet built in the 70s. It's just it's one of my faves. And then there's some other ones within all throughout Glendale. There's non-HOA acre to 2 acre lots, and they're Sunburst Farms is just one of them. There's 6, and they're all throughout. So if you said, no, I need a little bit of acreage, and they come on houses that are older, or some that have been completely, revamped and redone, and they're $1 million+. So it's fun. You can get some really cool properties in and around Glendale.
Or a brand new.
Or a brand new home.
24.
And they're on the north side, the middle, and all the way on the south and west, and of course the west side. A lot of new homes. It's a great family town, and you know why? Because you have all these great neighborhoods. You have all these fun things to do with your kids, from the railroad park to the hiking, outdoors, movie theater.
And if you're willing to put in some sweat equity, you can get a house in the 300s.
Yep, and then you've got the universities are right here. Wait a minute, you've got Arizona Christian University, Midwest University, Glendale Community College, ASU West. Been to that campus. 80% of the students live at home and go to that campus, and you've got access to all the classes from ASU. Last but not least is Grand Canyon University. It's just 2 miles outside of Glendale. And so you have all these universities, no drive time, and you're in Glendale. But there are some cons.
There are some cons, as there are with anything. And it's okay. You just got to know about them.
And my cons all stick right to the pros
that
I had.
They do. Go ahead, Christina. Start one off.
Even with Luke Air Force Base, obviously it's a fighter pilot training facility, the largest, most premier in the world. And so there is some jet noise sometimes.
A little bit of jet noise.
If you're right in that proximity, and that's something that you don't want to do, then that's something to consider.
Well, and I think because how Glendale was created over time in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and a lot of non-HOA properties, there's a lot of non-HOA activities that occur that you may not like, right? So someone changing their oil on their carport, someone parking on their grass with their vehicle. You may find that in some of the neighborhoods because there's no HOA to monitor that or manage that.
I'm going to go with traffic. Glendale is an entertainment hub. Guess what? On Sunday from August to January, if you live near the stadium, well, don't plan to go anywhere because you're not getting out of your neighborhood.
Event congestion.
Yes, event congestion. But the good news is most of the streets in Glendale are 6 lanes wide, 3 on each side. And like you said, you've got 2 major freeways that go through Glendale. So you have the infrastructure. It's just that there's a lot of people on that. But you have a lot of traffic. We sit in the middle of the valley, and people are coming through to get to where they're going.
I have just a small con, because we're sitting in a beautiful, 1,200 acre park. But it's not huge like Scottsdale's 30,500 acre or Phoenix's 41,000 acre. And those are the 2 big ones. The good news is they are just a drive away, and White Tanks is still a drive. So if you're a hiker and you want to go to some of the bigger parks, it is probably a 30-minute drive to one of those.
But you're closer to like Lake Pleasant.
Right.
Yes, you are.
So
yes, you are. You're 20 minutes from Lake Pleasant.
I have 2 more.
Okay.
Glendale's slightly higher crime rate than some of the other cities, probably because it's an entertainment hub, and like any other place where you have high tourism or high traffic areas, like, the closer you are to bigger cities or tourists, your crime rate is a little bit higher. I think that skews stats a little bit because but nevertheless, the crime rates are slightly elevated in Glendale. Take that for what it is. You can find all that data online. But the other one that I think, and this is probably just a personal preference, is I find Glendale to be a little more cookie cutter than some of the other subdivisions. It's a lot of strip malls, a lot of maybe older, more rundown strip malls. So to me is not the most aesthetically pleasing place to drive through. It's older, right? It's older than a Gilbert or a. But don't get me wrong, there are absolutely beautiful neighborhoods. It's older, and so, like, if you check out our vlog tour, we do some homes in Arrowhead Ranch. It's gorgeous. The trees are huge, and they're mature, and it is a beautiful area. And there are lots of areas like that. But that being said, I don't think it is as beautiful as some of the other suburbs in the valley. So that's my kind of not as talked about.
But it's older.
But it's older.
It's older. You know, established in 1897. It is older, right?
People have been living here for a long time, and some of the strip malls are just older and maybe a little more run down, and that's just
a lot of people do not leave Glendale.
They
were born and raised, and they do not leave.
I've put many families in Glendale, and they'll all say one thing, that the people here are just, and that's their words, not mine, that they love the people here. That everyone's down to earth. And yeah, the strip malls aren't as nice, but they like being here, and they like raising their family here. And I see in the future, as the valley grows, because I see the potential for us to be a Dallas-Fort Worth metroplex from a numbers game, right? We're at 5 million plus. We're going to be at 8 million. And when that happens, Glendale's going to be prime real estate, because you are in the heart. And so there's something to be said to dive in and come in and own a piece of it.
I think it already is that.
It's up 9%. It's up 9% from last year.
Year over year.
You can't.
You can't argue that.
No. And when I was looking at the numbers as far as number of homes sold, over 1 million right now actively, there's 31 on the market. And they're in these 1 to 2 acre places, no HOA. And they're beautiful.
The average days on market is 33 days. People are buying Glendale up. If you want to come in here and get equity at an affordable price, this is your spot.
Yeah, and some of that affordability is in the historic district, where they're in the 3s, and you can't go wrong in the historic district.
Nope.
My nephew's home is doubled, and he bought it in 2020.
Yep.
Love it.
Well, I think, guys, you guys had some great pros and cons, but you guys know Glendale like
we do. I grew up here, if you didn't know that. And the one thing that we haven't mentioned is the famous Manistee historic home that is built right off of Northern and 54th, just right next to there. And it is a home built in 1897, like the South, right? It was built by a lumber baron. I can't remember, it's Hamilton, I think. Sold it to Sands, and 320 acres. And I live next to that. Those 323 acres. And the first time I shot my BB gun at a bird was in that forest. I have memories of that, and feeding their horses. And now they've converted all of it. The house is a historic home that you can go visit and see. And then the rest of it was converted to Manistee homes in the 80s. And so that's a nice gated subdivision.
I think, as usual, we can all agree that we feel the pros outweigh the cons.
Exactly.
Yes, ma'am.
And we think that you will too. I hope you guys found this helpful. If you did, and if you lived in Glendale or you currently do, please comment below. Let us know what you think about Glendale in general. If you have any tips or tricks for people considering moving from out of town, that would be great. Maybe you can help them out with some things that we didn't mention here. Also, if you found value in this video, we just ask that you hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to our channel. Check out our full vlog tour on Glendale as well, and our interactive map tour, where we take you through the area and show you everything that you need to know. Those are 2 great videos that you can watch after this. If you're moving in 9 days or 90 days, give us a call, shoot us a text, or email. All of our contact info is down below. Thanks again, and we hope to see you around town soon.